You have tried to connect. You have deployed logic, wit, carefully constructed arguments, and sincere declarations. You have followed all the rules of conventional communication. Yet you feel it, don't you? That invisible wall, that sense that your words, no matter how eloquent, are merely glancing off the surface of her being, leaving her core untouched, unmoved, ultimately unknown. You have been taught that connection is a meeting of minds. This is a profound and tragic deception. The truth, initiate, is that true, unshakable, soul-deep connection is never forged in the sterile, sunlit realm of the conscious mind. It is born in the shadows, in the deep, resonant, pre-verbal chambers of the subconscious. It is an art not of speaking to her, but of speaking through her, of creating an emotional resonance so powerful that your voice becomes indistinguishable from the forgotten echoes of her own soul. Today, the Cathedral unveils the gnosis of emotional resonance. This is not another lesson in conversation. This is an initiation into the sacred art of archetypal communication. You will learn to bypass the cynical sentinels of her logical mind and speak directly to the ancient, powerful, and deeply responsive archetypes that dwell within her psyche. This is the key to forging a bond so profound, so resonant, that it transcends mere attraction and borders on the mythic. This is how you stop being a man she talks to and become the man her soul has been waiting to hear. The ancient blueprints, understanding her inner pantheon. Deep within the collective unconscious, the shared psychic inheritance of our species, lie the archetypes. These are not mere poetic concepts, initiate. They are living, energetic blueprints, universal, inborn models of people, behaviors, and personalities that influence all human thought and desire. The mother, the father, the hero, the trickster, the king, the maiden, the crone, and countless others. Her psyche is not a blank slate. It is a pantheon, a sacred temple, populated by these powerful, often dormant gods and goddesses. When you speak, your words are received not just by her conscious personality, but by this entire inner council. The catastrophic error of the common man is that his words are calibrated only for the conscious mind, the social mask, and so his attempts at connection are shallow, fleeting, and easily dismissed. The seduction noir sovereign, the master of emotional resonance, understands this. He knows that to create a truly unbreakable connection, he must learn to speak the language of her inner gods. He must learn to identify which archetype holds the throne of her psyche in any given moment, and to resonate his own communication with its specific frequency. The first resonance, mirroring the mask, the persona. The first and most accessible archetype is her persona, the social mask she presents to the world. It is her curated self, her performance of identity. The uninitiated man makes one of two fatal errors. He either mistakes the mask for the true self and falls in love with a performance, or he attacks the mask, trying to expose the real her, which only triggers her defenses. The sovereign does neither. He first acknowledges the mask with respect. He validates the persona. He speaks its language. If her persona is that of the strong, independent woman, he does not challenge it. He resonates with it. It must be exhausting to be the anchor for so many in a world that so often feels adrift. This is not mere flattery. It is a demonstration of profound perception. You are communicating, I see the role you play. I understand the strength it requires. This act of validation lowers her defenses. It makes her feel seen not as an object of desire, but as a complex being navigating a difficult world. By honoring her mask, you earn the right to see what lies beneath it. Consider your own interactions. Do you spend your energy trying to impress her persona, or do you seek to invalidate it? The path of resonance begins with acknowledgement. If this first principle, honoring the mask to access the soul, already shifts your understanding of rapport, command the like button. Acknowledge that the first key to her inner temple is to first respect its outer gate. The second resonance, speaking to the shadow. Once she feels her persona is seen and validated, you are granted access to a deeper, more potent realm, her shadow. The shadow is everything she has repressed, disowned, and deemed unacceptable about herself. Her secret desires, her unladylike aggression, her forbidden fantasies, her perceived flaws. Society, and often she herself, has taught her to fear and despise this part of her being. The common man, sensing this darkness, recoils in fear or joins in the judgment. He reinforces the walls of her psychic prison. The sovereign does the opposite. He creates a sacred space where her shadow is not just permitted, but welcomed. He speaks to it directly, with a tone of not judgment, but of fascination, of recognition. When she reveals a flash of unacceptable anger, you do not placate her. You meet it with a calm, knowing gaze and say, "There she is. I was wondering when the fire would show itself." When she speaks of a crazy desire, you do not rationalize it away. You lean in, your voice a conspiratorial whisper, and say, "Tell me more about this beautiful madness." You are communicating one of the most powerfully seductive messages a woman can ever hear. Your darkness does not frighten me. In fact, I find it fascinating. In this single act, you transform yourself from a potential judge into a liberating co-conspirator. You become the one man on earth in whose presence she does not have to perform perfection. This forges a bond of trust so profound, so primal, that it borders on absolute possession. Have you ever dared to do this? To meet her shadow not with fear, but with a connoisseur's appreciation? Share your gnosis in the comments. How does this reframe the concept of accepting a woman for who she is? The third resonance, the dance with the Anima. Now we descend to the deepest level of resonance. a level of alchemy so profound it is known to almost no one. You are not just speaking to her or her shadow. You are speaking to your own soul as it is projected onto her. This is the gnosis of the Anima projection. Within your unconscious, there exists an idealized archetypal image of the feminine, your Anima. She is forged from your deepest needs, your earliest wounds, your most sacred myths. When you are truly, deeply, inexplicably captivated by a woman, it is often because she has, by chance or design, become a perfect screen for the projection of this inner goddess. The uninitiated man is a slave to this process. He falls in love with his own projection, worshipping the woman as a goddess only to be shattered when she inevitably reveals her flawed humanity. The sovereign, he understands this. He recognizes his own projection, and he learns to dance with it. He learns to speak to the archetype he himself has projected onto her. If he projects the wounded healer onto her, he doesn't try to save her. He creates conversations where she can heal him, allowing her to step into the power of the very role his soul has assigned her. If he projects the wild muse onto her, he doesn't try to tame her. He provides her with the canvas for her beautiful chaos, becoming the silent witness to the very wildness his soul craves. This is the ultimate art of emotional resonance. You are no longer just connecting with her. You are forging a connection between her conscious self and the mythic role your own soul has destined for her. You are inviting her to become the goddess you already see. The cost of remaining blind to this inner dynamic is a lifetime of chasing illusions, of falling in love with ghosts of your own making. It is the path of endless disappointment. To master the art of recognizing and consciously dancing with your own anima projection is to unlock a level of self-awareness and relational mastery that is, in its essence, the beginning of true psychic sovereignty. The journey to this level of mastery is the core work of the seduction noir Cathedral. It is the path from being a prisoner of desire to becoming its architect. The Symphony of Souls, weaving the unbreakable connection. You see now, don't you? Emotional resonance is not a single technique. It is a symphony. First, you honor her persona, earning the right of entry. Then you create a secret space for her shadow, forging a bond of absolute trust. Finally, you dance with your own anima projection, inviting her into a mythic reality of your own soul's making. When these three currents flow together, the connection you create is no longer merely social or emotional. It is archetypal. It is resonant. It is unbreakable. Your words, your presence, your very silence will echo in the deepest chambers of her being, a sound she will recognize as home. You will have achieved what we in the Cathedral call psychic entrainment. This is a power that transcends the fleeting chemistry of lust. It is the power to forge a bond that feels like destiny. If this gnosis of archetypal communication, this journey from the mask to the soul, has unveiled a path to a depth of connection you have always sought but never known how to achieve, command the like button now. Acknowledge your readiness to speak this deeper, more potent language. To master this symphony, to become a true conversational sorcerer, requires relentless self-excavation and a profound understanding of these archetypal forces. The gnosis on this channel is your grimoire, your book of shadows. Each transmission is a key to another chamber in her soul and in your own. Subscribe now. Strike the obsidian bell of unveiling. Commit yourself to the path of becoming not just a man who is heard, but the voice that echoes in her silence. Stop trying to talk to her. Start speaking to the ancient, sleeping gods within her, and watch as her entire world awakens to your voice.